welcome to our next lesson. We are in doubles area. Specifically today, this is mixed doubles. We won't talk about men's doubles, women's doubles, but mixed doubles is just because we can get a man and a woman or a guy and a girl, however you want to say it, together to play split. Scoring's the same, nothing changes. The difference between singles and doubles is you now have a doubles alley. Is what happens. So it's the area between the single sideline and the double sideline. Now it does not affect the service area. The service box does not change, but the actual playing surface is wider on both sides. Approximately 3 feet per alley on each side is changed. And then of course we have 2 more people playing. So you and your partner decide who feels more comfortable on their forehand or backhand side. Now obviously if it's a left-handed player, then there's more strategy that comes into it. But what makes doubles an even more different game, or if you want to say a lot more fun for a lot of people, is because you get to think a lot more. You have more people on the court, so you get to utilize more shots. And it's not always you hitting. You have a backup person, or you have a person that you set up for. You do certain things so your partner can do this. And usually most of doubles play is staggered. Usually one of the partners is back and one of the partners is up. So that way someone can cover the deep shots, someone can cover the short shots. And you do a lot of what's called switching side to side. And they'll say when you go up to hit something that goes over your head, you'll say switch. Because nobody wants to play in an I formation, which means everybody in the same line. And then you alternate serving, so you only serve a fourth of the time. You serve, then the opponent's side served, then your partner served, and then the opponent's side's partner served. You still serve starting on the right side. You still switch on odd number games, but your team serves one, their team serves one, then the next person. And once you start that serving order, you stay in that serving order for the whole set. Not the whole match, the whole set. You can't change your side or your service order until till the set is over. So your side that you serve on has to stay there. If you're on this side against the side, then you have to stay there until that set's over. If you're playing the right side, which is the forehand, you have to keep returning from the right-hand side forehand until the set is over. And that's a very important thing, because if you're not doing well on that side, you can't just decide in midstream, oh, I'm not going to play it anymore. You've already set yourself up, so you have to stay serving on that side. So that's a real advantage right there. Say you don't do well in the first set, then one of the first things you change is which side you were receiving on. The second thing would be, you know what, I wasn't serving very good from that side for whatever reason, then you change your service side. You never go with a bad plan. When you get a chance to change it, you change your plan. You also do a lot of talking with your partner. And hopefully you have a partner that you know that you guys are kind of on the same wavelength. You know they like short shots. You know they like ground strokes. You know they like forehand. That's typically what you want. You want a partner that complements you. And you want to feel comfortable with your partner. You don't want to take all of it, but you don't want your partner to take all the shots. You want to be their equal and know that when your partner needs you for backup, that you're there for backup. But there's a lot of strategy involved in doubles. Doubles is a very social game. The majority of people, if you had to ask what they played, the majority of people will play doubles. When you're doing leagues almost always are doubles of some sort. If you're playing in USTA, you'll have maybe 1 or 2 singles players, and then the rest of the people will be all doubles. So there's a lot of moving around in doubles. Now the parts for scoring, the parts for serving, all that stuff is the same. The difference between where you serve in doubles is the center service mark all the way to the double sideline. You can get anywhere in that area to serve. Which as singles, you serve more towards the center. And the reason why that happens is because in doubles, you have someone who's going to cover that side. Not just you like we did in singles before. In singles, you have to cover the whole court. In doubles, you cover your half. So someone's there to help you. So everybody's already warmed up. They do some of the same guidelines that we did in singles. They'll practice some shots up. They'll practice some shots back. Jane and Laura and Peter and Wes have already warmed up and already played some in their singles. So now they're ready to play in their mixed doubles. So now they're already deciding who's going to serve, who's going to receive, and once they pick that out, then between them, they're going to decide which is the first server. So we're going to see which team won, and then they're going to talk to each other and decide who wants to serve first. And remember, they have to stay this way through the whole set. Odds are we won't play a whole set because it's going to take a while, but what we will do is show the transition between both of them. So I'm going to step away so you can see Jane. Jane's serving first. Second serve. Sit down right here. Okay, that was a good serve, a good return by Laura. And then when Laura hit it back, she got a little close to Peter. So then what happens is he hits where there is not a person playing. Okay, remember the calls are made by the receiving team. I also want you to see where they're standing. The server and the returner always stand back. The server is Jane. Her partner is closer to the net. The receiving team, which is Laura, her partner is closer to the back of the box because he's going to help make service calls. And now Laura is close to the line at the back of the box because she's going to help make service calls for Wes. His concern is returning the ball. Peter's concern is the offensive person on the net is cutting off that net play as much as he can. 30 all. 30 all means they each have 2 points. That was a little back. Wes helped make that call. Second serve. Oh, bummer. I was talking, so I distracted her. So that was 2 misses there. So now it is 30-40. Advantage out. Ooh, caught that little line over there. Good serve. Peter's waiting for his opportunity. Nobody wants to get totally out of their area because it leaves too much room in doubles. So now it's deuce. Somebody has to get 2 points in a row. Little long. Wes is going to hold that up so that nobody trips over it. Ladies are hitting some good ground strokes. They're keeping the ball away from Peter. And then Jane's keeping the ball away from Wes because they don't want him to cut him off at the net in the volleys. Okay, so that's Peter's job, to stand there and wait till he gets that short ball. And Jane's job is to back him up. So Jane and Peter won the first game. It's odd, the first game, so they're going to switch sides. And they've decided that Laura is going to serve first on this team. So now the order is set. Jane is always the first server. Laura is always the second server. Peter is always the third server. And Wes is always the fourth. It always stays in that order till the set is over. Oh, good shot, good angle. Sorry, I was squatting down. Great angle. So Jane held her serve. She was serving and won her serve, so the team held serve. See how Wes tracks that? Make sure it doesn't get in Laura's way. A little long. Way to keep the ball in play. 15-15. Sometimes you'll hear someone say 5-all. Whoa. Oh! Good net play. He jumps taller than he's built. There you go. It wasn't supposed to be, but even score, 2 points to 2, 30-30. Just a little long, so second serve. Really, Jane? She kind of threw her off her stride. She didn't think she was going to quite get there, and then she did. So that's the short ball to the short ball. So now the score is 30-40. Second serve. Oh, way to be ready. And now Peter was going to pass him down the line. Wes was almost got hold of it. So see, now we're in the third game. Third server is Peter. It's going to say 2-0.
2-0
Just long. How many times are you going to call that?
Not enough for them to hear it.
Well, I got it on camera. Oh, good shot. Sneaky serve, great return.
15-0.
So it's 15-15. And you gotta watch him now. It's his second serve. I can see that one dipping down right there. 15-30, which means 1 point to 2. First serve. Again, look at their positions on the court. Look how they're always moving. Look at their formations. Now that's called a passing shot down the line. That's that extra alley that you work with. It's a hard shot both ways. 15-40. A little chip. Another little chip. Yep, good angle. So that's the advantage of playing on the net right there. And that's what happens in doubles. You usually have a specific net person. Now, if you're really an aggressive team, then what you can do is you can have both people play the net, which means once you serve, you come into the net. And that forces the other team to always lob over or to always pass, because it's really hard to go by a united front of two people at the net or in front of the net. So you pick and choose. Most league play, most recreational play usually has someone up and back. But again, if you want to be a little more aggressive, then two people would come up to the net. So Wes would come up close to where Laura's at. 1-2. So now we were at the fourth server. Now see, now that Jane is up, she's up even with Peter. We're going to force him to lob over their head. before they finally get it away. And Laura says, don't hit me. So now we go. Here we go, good serve. He wants to keep it away from Jane. Laura's looking for her opportunity. Good get, Wes. Now they're both up. Good get. Jane, that was a nice shot, too. Wes has wheels on his tennis shoes. That's how he got it. So 2 points to 0, or 30 love. Good return. Oh, she was there. Did you see how Laura moved to the net to meet that one? It looked like it was going to be short, so she was ready to go forward. So now Wes and Laura have 3 points. They just need one more for this game. Good serve. Good return. Oh! Good hands there. And again, that goes back to trying not to hit where someone is. Good serve. Oh, that jumped around, didn't it? Good try, good try. Nice move, Peter. I wouldn't let Peter have that backhand anymore. Okay, now it's still their head, still 40-30. That's the advantage of being up 40 live. You have points to work with. Very nice angle. Very nice angle, Laura. So not only did she come forward and hit it on the volley with her backhand, but she hit it at an angle so Peter couldn't get to it. So now we're back to first server, and we are 2-2. Good return. And you see how deep those balls are going. So they get right up on top of you sometimes on those balls. That's what you want to do. Don't give them a chance to be ready to hit it back. And she hit where nobody was. So instead of hitting back to Jane, she said, no, I'm not going to hit back to Jane, because Jane will just hit it back. She hit to where Jane was not. Good shot, Jane. Good rundown. That was a great angle that Laura hit, and then a great angle that Jane put back. And then it just drifted away from Wes. Okay, it's 15-30, 1 point to 2. Second serve. Bomber. I'm the running commentary here. Bomber. Okay, 15-40. Here we go. And the ball was a little long. Again, when you force those ground strokes deep, then that's what happens. Now we've played 5 games. Everybody's going to rotate to get one more serve. Now, if we were playing someplace maybe just for fun or something, we could say, you know what, we're just going to do an 8-game pro set or a 6-game pro set or something like that, or whoever gets to 5 first. We could do that. We usually like to, when it's cases like this and when it's doubles, we would like for everybody to get to serve at least twice. That just kind of puts it in if it's not a real set. So it's 3-2. We changed again because 5 games have been played. Good first serve. There it is. And again, he's at the net for that purpose, to catch anything he can, and to make sure when he hits it away from anybody so they can't get it back. Good serving. Very nice. Good little angle on that serve, Laura. It's 30 love. serve that ball, your partner always makes sure the balls are out of the way. Okay, now something we didn't really talk about that you just saw right there, you saw Peter do a couple of times. Jane hits with a lot of top spin, and Laura does too at her forehand. Peter hits with a lot of backspin or slice. He chops the ball or slices it, that's why it drops. And then Wes does the same thing when he comes in an approach shot. So they hit a lot of spin. And again, that's part of the strategy for mixed doubles or doubles. Right there. See, like right there. Oh, good placement. That was a poke. The official term of that is a poke volley. The score is 40-15. Little wide. They're doing a good job playing one up and one back. Very few times if they had to have both come up. Second serve. Oh, good shot, Peter. Okay, now it's deuce. Now it's even again. Somebody has to get 2 points in a row. Good snag there. Good snag. Okay, here we go. Add out. Good game. Ah. See how Wes switched? So they did a good job of switching so they were not in the I formation. See how quick Jane's hands were? That she got the ball back one more time. That's the position right there a lot of times, getting the ball back. Very good serve. That is called a winner. When you get your racket on it but you can't get it back, that's called a winner serve. If Jane had not even touched the ball, that would have been called an ace serve. Terminology. One of those crossword puzzles has all that information on it. Good rally. Good rally. One of the few times did you see all 4 people were up at the net. All 4 people were up at the net. I can't believe Peter got it to begin with. So that would be the same as advantage out, add out. So second serve, advantage out. And now we are tied at 3 games to 3. 3 games to 3. Ooh, took a big jump on that one. Oh, nice rally again. You see how we had 3 people at the net and 1 back? This is a lot of quick hands going on, which means everybody is ready. Everybody's in ready position. Everybody has their rackets in front of them. I really can't emphasize that enough, especially when you have 4 people. Those rackets have to be ready. You have to assume that every ball is going to come back and that you're ready to hit it. So now we've got 5-5, which is 1 to 1. 15-15, 5 all. Now we're at second serve. Jane's making sure backup. Peter was the backup right there. Sometimes she'll say switch, sometimes they'll say help, sometimes they'll say you got it. So that was a let because it hit the top of the tape and fell into the court in the playing area. That's why they call it a let. And that was back two. So now we're on the second serve because we got that first one again. He's got a real big jump on his serve. So it's jumping right up into Laura instead of just coming in flat. So 30-40. Deuce. So we want to keep the balls in front of us. So now we're even. One team has to get two in a row. Oh, good shot. So he kept going forward, Wes kept going forward, and then looking for a spot that's open. Doesn't have to overhit or hit really hard, but an open spot. That's what you're looking for, an open spot. Spot where they're not, and great move down the line. So everybody's hit down the line. Now we're even. So now it's game. So we got to change sides. 40-30. So now we have 4-3. The games are 4-3 that we changed. So we're going to play like we designated this if this was an 8-game pro set. So this will be the 8th game. So the choice is that if they tie it up for 4 games to 4 games, each team, and we can play a tiebreaker, which we will leave that for another day, or we could just leave it tied, or if Wes wins his serve, they wind up winning this pro set of 5-3. It's not a true set, because nobody won 6, but it is an 8-game pro set. That was me screaming because I saw that was a 90-mile-an-hour serve right over by me with the gun. First serve, that was an ace. That means nobody touched it, including me. Second serve. James. Nice playing there. Notice where Laura has moved back to, close to the back of the court, because she knows that Wes can come up, so she's staying back to protect so they're both not back all the time. So that is a strategy that they picked just now. They talked it over when they changed. See where she's going back to? She's not at the net. Second serve. Okay, so that was a second serve. Just back. That's why Jane's standing in that position so she can make the call. 40-15. Jumped right into her, so now it's 40-30. First serve. Got to give a little disclaimer on that one. Deuce, 40-40. Tied score. Oh, good shot. Good approach. Good try, Jane. These are what you call good misses, which means everybody's doing the correct thing. Sometimes the ball just doesn't go over. play and what's going on. And these are people that kind of know each other but probably have not been playing together in this kind of setting. But it shows that if you've got your fundamentals, you can get your serve in, you can get your return in, and then you kind of know what's going on, that it's a lot easier to keep the ball in play. Now again, I'm going to pick on everybody because we don't have this scripted, of course. So I'm going to have people say what they think is good and bad about, let's don't say bad, let's just say all the good things about playing not only doubles but playing mixed doubles, and see what we think that are advantages or things that we can work on. So Jane volunteered to go first, so she wants to give her take on it because I know she does play mixed doubles.
We did follow the rules, but usually when we play mixed doubles, the stronger server serves first, which would be the man. So usually that's the one thing that we didn't follow script, but that's typically the way it should play. You always have your stronger person serving first.
Offensive rule, good, good, good.
Yeah, it's me and my partner didn't really do it. We're having a lot of fun out there, but I saw that they were having a little bit of chit chat, so they were definitely strategizing. I think that's why. No,
I'm just saying, a couple of calls,
but
yeah.
it's always good to strategize even during or before, or even way before you play somebody else. It's really good to talk to each other.
So
Communication is really
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think we won because I let you hit everything. But communication is key, and also staying positive. I mean, you're going to be winning, you're going to be losing, but the worst thing you could do is not stay positive with your partner and kind of pump them up. And so that's what I would say.
And that's huge. That's huge. Good partners. Yeah, good partners.
I think in mixed specific, you always want to get to your lady more than the guy. Typically, the lady will be the weak link. Sometimes that's not the case though, but usually that's where you want to aim if you have a choice.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you won't have a choice because
True.
the shot is so good.
True.
But if you have time, you usually want to
True.
go for the
That's
lady.
exactly right.
We couldn't do that today.
And you have to be ready for the unexpected. That's the thing I think happens in doubles more than anything else. Singles, yeah, every now and then, but in doubles, you've got so many more people, you have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, Peter threw out a couple of shots. Wes jumped the moon on a couple of shots. Laura put a couple angles, and then Jane's running over here hitting things back that you don't think are going to come back. And so what happens is you see a person hesitate, and so you hesitate. You don't keep going. You don't commit because you didn't think they were going to get it. And then they do get it, and then you're stuck because you're in the wrong place. Or you see someone giving you, oh, I'm going to go over here, and then they don't go over there. So that's a big deal right there. Plus, you've got to be willing to change something that's not working. Okay, so I mentioned that they had both moved back because Wes was always moving up, moving up. So the last game, Laura's dragging her feet back there. She's waiting to see the shot that she wants to come because she knows he's coming up. And then I see Peter hesitate when he's got both of y'all at the net because now he's waiting to see where the dust is going to settle. So he sends up this little thing that's a nothing thing, and then that winds up winning on it right there. I know that we got our bobblehead dolls, but anyway, we played a team that was doing much better than we were, and we didn't know why we weren't winning. And so we went back to the baseline, way back behind the baseline, and lobbed. And I can say for a fact that we've never either one done that. Either one of us done that. And then all of a sudden it turned the whole perspective of the game around. So sometimes you have to go back and just be willing to do something different. That's why I said you're stuck when you come in as the servers. Jane said they didn't talk about this. If they needed a different serving, they can't change their service order until the set's over. If they decided they didn't like forehand and backhand that position, they cannot change that until the set's over. Now remember, in fun tennis, this all goes out the wind. This all goes out. But some things you cannot change is you cannot change return of serve. If Laura or Jane, either one, return a serve on the forehand side, she can't say, oh, Jane, I'm not doing very good. Switch with me right now. No, that doesn't work. That's something you cannot not do. You cannot do that. But going up and back from the net, yes. And making good calls and correct calls. You saw how they were always in position to make calls. That's extremely important. If you're not in a position to make the call, you can't make it. And if you see something and your partner's going, you have to help them out. A lot of times that's what's happening. Your partner's backing up, and you need to be looking to help them. You can't just leave them to their own self because a lot of times that makes a difference. Good calls are important. That goes back to sportsmanship. That goes back to rules and regulations on that it has to be anything? It can be singles or doubles, but do you have a take on anything as a tournament certified person that you look at in match plays that would be something that would be of interest to come from new people playing that are really important things they want to know?
I would say go out, have fun, definitely make those calls accurately. There's nothing saying if you made a bad call, you can't overrule it. If you're in a tournament setting, there's usually an official there, and they'll overrule an incorrect call. But everybody makes a mistake. It's very difficult to see some shots based on where you're running and the angles of the shot. So we always want you to make calls that are in good faith and to the benefit of your opponent. So unless you're 100% sure a ball is out, you call it in. And that's probably what I see the most is having to overrule those type of calls. But again, everybody makes a bad call that now and then. You just move on from there and keep playing.
There you go. And you can tell how much we enjoy playing. Like I said, we've all known each other quite a while. We play a lot. We go around and do as much as we can and play tournaments and anything else. And the whole point of this that we keep going on and on, we've gone through all of our criteria, all the rules, the regulations, the strokes and everything. And now we're coming into gameplay and we've done singles, we've done doubles, we've done mixed doubles. We're going to start talking about tournaments, leagues, drills, things of that sort. Is the fact that you can do this forever. You can do it with anybody you know. It's a lifetime sport, a lifetime activity. You can get cardio out of it. You can not get cardio out of it. You can beat up on the backboard, anything that you want to do. But the aspect is, as was just mentioned right there, this needs to be a fun activity, a fun, physical, safe, active activity, something that you want to carry on for the rest of your life. You meet a lot of really great people. You have a lot of fun. There's a lot of things you can do with it. You can do it just about anywhere. So keep going back and looking at that information. And again, if you have questions, then you need to let me know if you have questions, and then we will go back and review those. And you know I keep telling you the same email address, but please go back to the my.tccd.edu email address so that you can come back and you can get in touch with me as far as that goes. I think today's word is, I was going to make it really hard, but I changed my mind. It's going to be alligator. So again, alligator. I'm stuck on the kind of animal things. I'm not really sure why. We've gone through Africa animals and stuff. Now we're down to just regular animals we don't like. So it's going to be alligator. You can spell it. I know you can. Hippopotamus was rough. I know it was rough. I got a lot of P-O-P-O-P-O's in there. And I don't know what you guys do with rhinoceros. And no, you do not have to use it in the lesson. You do not have to say someone moves like a rhinoceros to get the correct word. So it's alligator. Alligator is the word for today. Really appreciate it. Next week we'll be going ready to do for leagues, tournaments, ratings, information like that, getting where you can go for drills or practice, or how you get in for different types of groups that you can play with. So again, thank you very much, and thanks for all of our peeps for helping us out. We really appreciate it. And we're out of here in 5 and 4.